Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of Wool, and in this video we're creating another simple shape in Blender. Okay, I'm feeling pretty ill at the moment, but I've been uploading 2 videos a week for 3 years and I'm not going to stop now. So while this is going to be a bit of a short one, hopefully it will show you lots of tricks. And we're going to be creating this event horizon-y style shape just using the standard tools that come with Blender or things that we can get for free. So let's just come here, we're going to X, and then we're going to delete out this object. We're going to Shift and A, Mesh, and bring in an icosphere, and I'm going to up the subdivisions to 3. You could always do this with more if you want. Then I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, and we need to go to Get Extensions, and we want an add-on called Tissue. Click Install here, I've already installed it so I don't need to, and then when we hit the M panel, we're going to get the option for Tissue. And we're going to go to Convert to Dual Mesh, and that brings up this object with all of these cool shapes. Let's just S to scale this up a little bit, just to make it easier to see. And so there's a bit more variation between the sizes. In fact, we could do that a little bit more. Then Control and A and apply the scale. That's going to be important later. And let's start modifying this. So first thing, tab into edit mode, 3 and then A, and we're selecting everything. And we're going to start by insetting all of these. So I'm going to hit I, and then this is not going to do very much. We're going to hit I again so that we are insetting everything individually. Get something relatively thin, we'll go to about there, and then at this point, importantly, we're going to want to take these because we're going to use these edges later. So I'm just going to Shift and D to duplicate all of these points, all of these faces, Escape to keep them where they are, P, and we're going to separate by selection. At that point, tab into object mode, go to the icosphere we just made, which is icosphere 1, and we'll just hide that. Then let's come back in here, still in face mode, and we want to select this face, and now we would have to select all of these faces and it's going to take forever. Instead of doing that, we're going to Shift and G and we're going to select by area, and we're just going to put this threshold up until we get to the point where all of the bits that we're interested in are selected, including the pentagons. Right, at this point then, let's just I again, so we're going to inset once more, and about the same distance again. So this is where our rivets are going to go along these edges that we've created, and that's why we've made our separate shape. Then we're just going to I once more, and then I'm going to press Control when I've got to a decent point, and this allows us to move everything in. Notice I didn't click from pressing I and then holding down Control. So this is part of the inset faces bit. If you want to change this at any point, you can change this with the depth. So you could have these sticking out if you wanted. I want them sticking in, and we can move around and check that this looks pretty good. Yeah, I want something about there. Next we'll deal with these bits, so let's select this face, Shift and G, and we might be able to do this by area, but I'm just going to do this by polygon sides. So this has selected everything with the same amount of sides, and then we're going to come in, let's just have a look at one of them, I to inset a little bit, there we go, and then I to get to the point where we're right basically touching, and then Control, and let's make our big spikes. Yeah, I think that's probably about right. Something about that size looks good. So let's come back here, same trick, Shift and G, polygon sides, so we've got all of those. We're just going to I once again, and then I get to this point, Control, and bring those up a bit, something like that. So that is most of this shape done. And I think you'll agree that already, for some very quick work, looks really cool. But I want to add those little rivets that go between each of these points. So let's just Shift and A, Mesh, and we're going to bring in a round cube. If you don't have this option, once again, Edit, Preferences. I think we might need to go to Get Extensions. Let's type in Extra. There we go, Extra Mesh Objects, click Install, and that will give you these more options. And we need a round cube. So what I'm going to do is actually just geomove this to the side, and interestingly, if we right click, we have the option to change this round cube even once we've moved it, which is really cool. I'm going to up the arcs to make this more rounded. Let's go to somewhere, that's probably excessive, let's go to somewhere like 12, that's still probably more than we need, and then we're just going to S to scale this down to about the right size for a rivet. In fact, actually let's just put this over here so we can get an idea of how big this is compared to our edges, and I reckon something there will probably do. Yeah, that's probably good. Maybe a little bit smaller. Let's go there. Okay, let's G this off to the side. It's pretty small, so I'm going to press F2 and call this rivet. and then we're going to Control and A and apply the scale so that this is scaled, and this should be scaled. In fact, if we come to item, we can see that it has been, and then we need to bring back our icosphere, so the one that we had earlier. If I isolate it, it looks just like this, and importantly, we made this at the point where this covers the interesting bits, where this is effectively on these lines, the lines that are here, and all the way around each of our sections. So this is what we're going to want to use. Importantly, check that the scale is correct on this one, N, just to get rid of that, and then we're going to add modifier, and we're going to do instance on elements. Select that, click for our object, select our rivet, and we've got rivets on each of our corners, so looking pretty good. We can click keep surface, or we can get rid of it, and you can see where we're getting these rivets. Now I'm just going to go into edit mode, and we'll press 1 to go into vertex mode, A, and then Control and E, and we are going to subdivide this. What's cool is each subdivision will get an extra one of our rivets on, so we can up our number of cuts, 7, 8, something like that. That looks pretty good. And then now we've got all of these individual rivets on each of our points. If we ever decide we need our rivet to be bigger, we can select our rivet object, tab it into edit mode, A and then S, and we can scale this up a little bit, and it will scale each of the rivets. There we go. I think that's probably good. Let's just hide this, and then I would say at this point we are good to go. So here is our pretty crazy looking sphere, and the one final thing that I'll add is if you want this to be 3D printable, select your object and make sure Realize Instances is on. If you don't do that, this won't 3D print very well, but that's only if you're interested in 3D printing. So there we go. There is our crazy looking sphere. Hopefully, regardless of whether you want to create this or not, that gives you some cool tricks that you can do using a range of the different Blender tools. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a great day.